Alright, let's figure this out. You're bronze 4. Ooh. With a
Well,
with
bronze
a
4, promos to 3.
bronze 4 promos to 3. Okay, I'll give you that. You got a 45. Hold on, let me switch to rank solo. What is this? 65% win rate in your recent games. All right, so you're working on it, and you're playing top, and you're playing Renekton. This all looks really great. This all looks really great. You're not playing any other champions. Well, you do have a lot of games where you just play like a random champion. Um,
Yeah, no, I've been just
but other people
seeing.
other
How's it
people
going?
do a lot more than that. All right, so like just for perspective and understanding, for hold on, let me count this up because it's gonna go in a video and you'll be able to watch it whenever you want. You're one and
Alright.
four. You're 1-4 with Braum. Maybe those were autofill games. I don't know. So 1-4, 1-8, 1-12, 1-15, 2-16. Um, 2-18, 2-20, 2-22, 5-22, 6-22. Let's scroll down. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All of these games that are Braum and below, and I look at your OPGG, are a couple wins and not. They're 20 something losses. Imagine if those 20 something losses didn't exist. You'd actually have a positive win rate. So you're doing something right. You're doing something right with your top lane. And you want to keep playing top lane?
Well, it's the easiest way for me. I don't have to really rely on much people.
All right. And you're playing a lot of Renekton. So Renekton's your main champion. This
Yeah.
is I'm completely okay with everything that I'm seeing right now.
Glad.
Uh, because the best way to go ahead and rise in ranked is to play 1-2 champions.
Yeah.
So you got to start like forgetting about the other champions unless you're in off roll. So you have Renekton, you have a champion for top lane that you're gonna play if Renekton is banned or taken, and then you have um, an off roll champion. Looks like you have Elise and Vi, but those are negative win rates. So either you need to start
Yeah,
getting
no,
better at
stop playing.
jungler, you either need to start getting better at jungle just for your off roll games, or you just need to find a different jungler. I don't recommend Elise. I don't recommend Vi. I don't mind the Warwick. Uh,
Yeah, no,
you're
I used to
you're
play with a
four and
lot.
you're 4-5 with Warwick. Warwick's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
And he has such a great early game that you can gank early. And if you have Smite Ghost, your ganks are actually really potent. Ghost is on a short cooldown. You take the mastery to make it on an even shorter cooldown. Everything's fine. And you're 4-5 with Warwick, so it's like it's not all hope is not lost.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, Renekton. Just looking at a couple of your games. I'm getting a little bit lucky in a couple of these games, like the 0-3-0 game. Like maybe you were
The
split
0-3-0
push.
game was actually went AFK for like 5 minutes.
All right, well you can't go AFK in.
Yeah, no, it wasn't intentional.
Um, so that's luck. So you're 6-7 this game. You didn't really do that much. 6-7-3. Your kill participation is 14%. That just tells me you kind of got carried that game. Um, I mean, it's all right to be carried, but if you're gonna get carried, you at least got to support the people who are carrying, the people who are fed. Because every game is gonna mean something, so you're gonna win something.
Yeah.
So like in this other Renekton game, 4-8-11, that's not too bad. You have 25% kill participation. That's starting to get to where you need to be, because kill participation tells me a lot about what you're doing in that game. It tells me how active you are. Like I don't know if maybe you won lane, you got a couple kills, you pushed in, you roamed, and
No.
you're just mainly a bruiser to help the team win. That's perfectly fine. If that's your job, that's what you need to do. Um, I'm sorry for the noise.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, Aatrox game, that's not allowed to happen.
That was
Here we go.
touching someone like,
Here's some better games. Like this 5-6-13, you have 51% kill participation. That tells me you were a large part of the team winning the game.
Oh, there was when I started playing Renekton, that's when I was doing extremely well with him. That's why I continued to play with him.
Yeah. And when you stomp lane, it seems like you stomp it for the game. Okay. So let's talk about Renekton as a champion. Renekton's really strong because you can kind of win lane against anyone. You have sustain in the lane, and with the sustain, you can out sustain a lot of people. You can push them out of lane. They're gonna need to teleport to lane, and when you're pushing in, you get free backs, and you don't have to teleport to lane. And you can use that teleport to teleport bot lane. Say their enemy bot lane's pushing up, and they have a ward in the farther bush. You can teleport to dragon. Fuck, you can teleport to mid lane if if both junglers are there. It's a big fight happening. But being active on the map, and because you're winning lane, because you're forcing the enemy laner to teleport to the lane, since a lot of people in low elo are going to do that, you have to use that advantage and use the fact that if you have more people, generally you will win. So if you can always be there and be active, you can win. And if you're winning your lane at the same time, you're going to keep on winning games. Now there's a couple of these games that aren't so great, but other than that, if there's one thing I can say about the games that aren't so great, you've like quite a few deaths. Although this is 47 minutes, 28 minutes. So I feel like it's really hard for me to speculate what's going on because I have not played in bronze in a long time. We're talking a couple years.
Well,
Yeah, and that was when I bought an account for that. So I don't quite know what kind of gameplay you're experiencing, but I know that if you can either A, win your lane, or B, win everybody else's lane, then you can still win the game.
yeah, no. For the last 5 matches, I won lane even when I was down. Like that 0-3 game, I lost to Cannon because he has that lane advantage.
Yeah, that's a hard matchup.
Yeah, that was the game I actually AFK'd for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Besides that, I still had one lane.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and log on to NA, and you're gonna jump into a solo queue game after we become friends, so that I can. So what we're gonna do is, because I'm recording right now, when I'm spectating you, I'm going to comment on your play. You can feel free to converse with me about what I'm saying. You can ask as many questions as you want. Just play as you normally would, and I'm going to use a drawing tool to draw over the game. I'm going to talk about what you could do, how you can increase your effectiveness in the game.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I would play with you, but I don't have an account that low. And I'm on really bad ping for NA. It really annoys the shit out of me because I play with 8 ping. So when I go on NA and I play in 200 ping, it makes me very unhappy.
Oh no, it's 200 ping is terrible for me. I run at 49 at.
That's good. That's enough. You can get pretty high without it. Okay. So go ahead and get in the queue. I don't know how long the queues are.
It's like a 2 minute.
Alright.
I think most of
Q
them.
for top. Play Renekton. Be a normal game. Don't even stress about it at all.
I don't know. I try not to. But just focus on CS for the beginning portion. Get a good token. Play like normal. Granted, I don't know why, but I feel a little nervous. Gotta feel like I gotta do good here.
Your CS isn't that bad.
That's what I've been focusing on because when I first got into bronze, it was terrible. I got like 50 farm per game. It was terrible. But now I try to.
Let's see. I'm just gonna have a few numbers. 229 CS at 26 minutes. That is great for your elo, and that is something you should be aiming for. There's this other game, 147 at 35. That doesn't suit me. I don't like that.
That was a bad game for me.
286 at 36 or 38 minutes, and it's a loss. At some point, you probably had to stop farming just because the game was being lost. I'm assuming that, but that your numbers need to be high. It's gonna. I don't wanna like. Here, so like 10 CS per minute is generally effective. At 5 minutes, there are 38 CS that will come into your lane. 5 minutes, 38 CS. And it'll slowly become more because every 30 seconds, there's a 6 minion wave, right? So, and then every other wave, because there's 2 minion waves that are 6 minions, and then the third wave, and every third wave thereafter has a cannon minion in it.
Yeah.
So every 30 seconds, starting at 1 minute and 30 seconds, you get 6 minions, 6 minions, 7. 6 minions, 6 minions, 7. And don't be afraid to use your spells and stuff to get the minions. You try not to take too much free damage when you're focusing on minions. I'll probably end up having to talk about that a lot, but that'll be easier. That'll be easier to analyze when you're in game. After the 25-minute mark, every other wave becomes a cannon minion wave, and after the 35-minute mark, every single wave is a cannon minion in it.
I have not noticed that.
It didn't used to be like that, but that's how it is now.
Of course, I got mid.
Are you uncomfortable with mid?
I'm okay with mid.
Can you ask to trade for top?
Yeah. I'm saying if I can hold the top. For some in the mid lane.
Did you queue mid secondary?
Well, yeah, I got my secondary pick.
Oh, you didn't queue jungle secondary. I thought that's what you were doing.
No, I try to stay away from the jungle now. I don't like.
You don't want to play jungle secondary. So we're saying no jungle, no Warwick, no Xin Zhao, no jungle.
No, it's mid or.
So
top.
we're queuing top mid.
Yeah.
What's your mid pick?
It's usually Zen.
Why?
Fizz. Why? Because
don't play Zed.
Why not Zed?
You can't play Zed. I'm telling you that you're not allowed to play Zed. You're 0-2 with Zed.
Wait. Kane.
Not allowed to play Kane. You can play Fizz. Kane's, it's too complicated. You need to learn how to play League of Legends before you start learning how to play a champion.
It's me and Top are switching.
Okay, so you can play Renekton.
Yeah, it's a King. He's going King, mid, I'm going top. Connected.
Alright, good then.
Okay, that. Oh, I got a little scared though. Thought I'd die, but we're trying to find King.
Yeah. Interesting. That's weird. It only shows me 19 of your renekton games. Not cutting it. Even when you're really far ahead, you still have to go to your lane sometimes, or go to a different lane, or even take jungle
Alright,
CS. You
so,
can rob enemy jungle CS.
I might be dodging
Why?
the jungle in Soraka, and he's just mad. Question mark.
That's
Shall I dodge?
interesting. You can dodge, I guess. I like don't know if anyone I have a serious problem with comprehending the elo that you're in. Because I feel like if it's as bad as I understand it to be, you could still win the game.
Yeah. Knowing this elo and how they work, that Soraka would have literally just stood in front of towers, getting tower shots and going in every lane, shooting. That's how it works in this elo.
Well, you have to not worry about the other people. You
Oh,
can
no, so
you can
I
like
don't need them
1v5.
shooting my arrows. You see, I can.
You can. Renekton's not like
I can.
Renekton's like a fairly simple champion.
He is. It's a.
Like he dominates. He's not. He doesn't have skill shots. Yes. Well. Yeah. Our friend here that I coached earlier. He's playing Annie. Anyway, let's talk about it. Let me pull up.
I have a 5-minute dodge timer.
Yep, we're gonna talk about what you're gonna play in the mid lane, because mid lane's your secondary role.
Yeah.
Name champions that you want to play in mid lane.
Tell me whomever is best. I can play Annie.
Annie.
It's not difficult.
Annie. Malzahar. This is such a shitty like font. And I need to use. Jesus Christ. I'm using my pen. I can't use my mouse. Alright, so you have Annie. I don't know why I spelled that with one N. You have Malzahar.
No, I don't have them yet.
You can buy him later. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Because if you're really just if it's just my recommendations you're gonna listen to, those are the two champions that you should be playing. Because you can stomp lane and you can just walk to other lanes or walk into the jungle and kill the jungler. And in this elo, all you need to do is just run over people, and then because you're running over people, you just need to push towers and finish the game while you're running over people. Even if you're doing it by yourself, you still can do it. Because if you're 6-0 and everybody else is not, on either of these champions, nobody can fuck with you unless they have sent 5 people to you. And even and they have to do it at the same time, and I doubt they're coordinated or smart enough to do that.
That is true.
So, Renekton top.
Yep.
What else is in your top champion pool?
All right. Let me see. I haven't actually played much people because they never actually banned Renekton anymore. So it was Renekton and Garen.
Garen's fine. You can play Garen.
Yeah, because not a lot of people banned either of those two. So
Garen is like Cho'Gath, just easier to play.
Yeah, basically.
It'd be also okay with you playing Cho'Gath, but
yeah, I played Cho'Gath 3 time. He's extremely simple.
He's kind of slow, but I guess in that elo, it doesn't really matter.
Most of the time when I see a Cho'Gath, they usually destroy the entire game.
They can. I don't know. It still miscomprehending the elo. So this is a good champion pool. This is a good champion pool. You have your main, the Renekton, and then you have several other options in case any of them are picked.
Yeah.
So we have in priority order, Renekton, Garen, Cho'Gath, Annie, Malzahar. And all you have to do with every single one of these champions is win lane, and then extend your win and extend your one lane to other lanes.
True enough, true enough.
How long is your dodge queue timer?
No, it's 1 minute left.
Okay.
That was a 5-minute wait time.
I'm gonna check your runes.
Oh, those 2 pages.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. This feels inefficient. I don't know.
They are. They were just 1 page out first, and just got Quince and made 1 separate page.
All right, I want you to make it really simple. Go to your runes.
Got it.
And I want you to have for your AD page. I just want you to have 9 flat AD marks.
All right.
3.
I have to look at AD marks. 3. So flat 80 marks, correct?
Yeah, they'll all give 0.95, which is just about 1.
There we are.
And then flat AD quintessences. You already have those.
Yeah, I actually got a profile. Oh, collection. Runes. You said flat 80.
Quints. They're already on there.
Yeah, I already got those. I got the flat 80 reds.
And now for blues, I actually like what you're doing with blues. Usually though, it's 1 more scaling blue. It's usually 6 scalings and 3 flat for magic resist. It gives you 4 flat magic resist and 18 scaling.
Should I go get one?
Yeah, they're cheap. They're like 205 IP.
Yeah, that's why I'm grabbing them now.
And the armor, yeah, and the armor steals can stay. If you eventually get more rune pages, you'd have a rune page that gives you all flat MR glyphs for when you're against Kennen or Swain or any other top lane AP matchup. But you don't need to worry about that right now. And then you'd also have a rune page where you'd get scaling, or no, on that same rune page. I'm sorry, it wouldn't be a different one. On that same rune page where you have all flat MR, you would have scaling health seals. Because you're in an AP matchup, you wouldn't need the early armor, and the scaling health ends up being more useful. So let's go look at your AP page.
It's the same. It was the same thing as my AD page, just with quints of AP.
Okay, well, you need AP quints, and then you need magic penetration marks. Because right now you have AD and lethality, because, I don't know, maybe you didn't have IP when you did it.
I didn't have them. I only have enough for like 5 right now.
Grab them, and make the rest of them AD. Because the lethality does nothing.
Yeah.
But the AD will help you last hit on Malzahar or Annie.
What kind of marks were we talking about?
What?
Which lane?
What marks? Oh, marks.
This is just mid lane Malz Annie.
Mid lane what?
Malzahar or Annie.
But you resist? No, he doesn't have.
Huh?
You said Mars of penetration.
No, he's bronze. He's like new to the game. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. That was Gambit.
It's all good. All right. Magic pen. That's what you said.
Yes, magic penetration.
All right. There you go. You got 5.
And you can leave the rest as AD. That'll help you last hit in lane. And then you can do the same thing that you did on the other page, where you change one of those flat magic resists to the scaling. So you have 6 scaling and 3 flat. And in this actually is a parallel with what I was talking about with the AD page. Whereas when you have more rune pages, you're gonna have a page for AP where you have flat MR and scaling health, and then you're gonna have a page where you get scaling MR and armor. And that'll be against your AD matchup.
Alrighty. There we are. I got your 5 magic pens, and then the rest was AD. Got the AP quints, armor seals, and then the 6 magic resist scaling, and then 3 flat.
Good.
Anything else?
No? Or, well, masteries. Probably should look at masteries. Just since I'm here, I might as well check. Because you should only have a couple pages.
I just made one for most of the people I'd be playing. I just changed it real quick.
This is all fine. Your Renekton page is fine.
Alrighty, that's the only one I actually worry about right now.
As for an Annie page, you see your AP champ page?
Yeah.
Instead of fuck me, dude, mouse is all fucked up. Instead of fresh blood, you take feast.
Alrighty.
And if you're gonna be playing Annie, I actually recommend Bounty Hunter over Double-Edged Sword, specifically because if you're gonna run over the game and you want to do it as quickly as possible, if you kill every member on the enemy team, you get a whole 5% bonus damage.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And you don't take any percentage additional damage, so it's overall better in every way, shape, and form.
Alrighty.
But it requires you to roam after winning your lane. But I know that you can win your lane, because Annie can win 99% of lanes just out of pure annoyance in low elo. And also, instead of Runic Affinity is fine, but it's only like if you're going to get all the blue buffs, then you're going to use them really efficiently. So you might as well take Assassin. You can also take Secret Stash if you're not confident in your laning.
I usually change that one.
Greenfather's Gift is not necessary on an AP champion. Take Dangerous Game.
Got it.
And Precision and Thunderlord's Decree is fine. So that, and for Malzahar, it would be all the same, except instead of using Precision and Thunderlords, you use Piercing Thoughts, the Magic Penetration, and the Ferocity column, and you take Deathfire Touch.
Go to my Teemo page. That's exactly.
Yeah, Teemo also has Greenfather's Gift. That's really well. Maybe Teemo can actually use that. I don't know. I'm not worried about Teemo.
But no, it's the Piercing Thoughts and Deathfires.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about Teemo as a champion.
Oh no, it's the Malza.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's fine. Alright, jump in the queue again.
Alright, hopefully it's not no trolls.
How old are you?
19.
So, are you in college?
I am enrolled to start in fall.
Where at?
The community college, not too
Mm.
close. So
Oh, that's nice. So, are you dorming in there or not? Okay. Do you have a job?
of course I have a job.
What do you do?
I am a cook.
That's really I love to cook. Um, very fun
I'm a-
pastime.
Fast food cook better.
Oh, that's a little
That's not
different.
Sad.
That's a little
That's
different.
Yeah, it's sadder.
That's fine.
tired of my
Everybody
job.
starts off somewhere.
Tired of my job. Do too much.
So how much time do you put into playing League of Legends?
I'm gonna say too much.
Okay.
How about this? I rarely ever play with rankings or distant norms or ascension with.
So why do you want coaching?
Oh, because I want to get out of bronze. I'm tired of bronze. It's the only reason I don't play bronze.
So your goal is
'Cause
silver.
I play a few games. Anything above bronze, so yes.
I'm
Silver-
telling you that you can get gold in 2 weeks.
Alright, that sounds great.
But it's gonna require effort. Because if you tell me that you play all the time, then I know for a fact that you can get out of bronze in a week.
I know, I play every day. Every day. Alright, finally found the game. 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
You
There we go, I got-
have. Yeah, you're a new player.
Relatively, yeah.
So how long have you been playing?
Well, I started playing 3 years ago, but I had no clue I was doing what the game was. So I played like a few games here and there.
You only recently got into it.
Yeah, it was like March, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you've been playing for 5 months.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay. So, a lot of people that I talk to, including myself, will tell you that if you put in the time to not just play, but to learn, and you seek only that learning and focus on yourself, you can get to platinum from any elo in a month. And you can even surpass that in 3 months. And that's for the normal person. Some people do it even faster. Some people learn really quickly. Maybe you're one of those people, but it requires a mentality to learn. We're gonna talk about that if it happens to pop up.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure it's me versus Garen. Top lane?
Okay. It's a simple matchup.
Yeah. So,
So let's talk about the Garen matchup. What do you know about Garen?
Garen.
Fuck the champion. He's nerfed.
Wait, what? What did I hear?
Stay out of here. What do you know about Garen?
I know that he's one of the most annoying to go against in lane. Because I played him many times.
So Garen has a silence
But
on his Q.
yeah,
That's his Q.
annoyance.
His
He needs to get
W.
passed in him, I thought.
Garen has a silence on his Q. His passive heals him when he's out of combat,
Yeah.
and his W is a damage reduction, and then his E is a AoE damage. It's a Beyblade, sure.
Yeah.
His
Has one
ultimate
foot-
is an execute.
Yeah, true damage. And it does more damage.
It only
depending
does
on
true damage
health.
if you're the villain.
Oh,
It does magic damage otherwise.
alrighty.
Which is why buying magic resist against Garen, like Merc Treads, is actually really strong. It not only shortens the silence, but it reduces the damage from his ultimate by quite a bit.
So, build Merc Treads?
Merc Treads is a good option.
Alright,
What
I've
is it?
actually never built Merc Treads versus a Garen. Never thought about that.
Is there... You should analyze a little bit more of the enemy team.
It's a Galio, Oriana, Garen, and Callista.
They have a
enemy
lot
team.
of magic resist, a lot of stuns and stuff. You're gonna want Merc Treads.
Yeah.
That's a must-have. Every now and then, you'll face a team where... Or, well, actually, very often, you'll face a team where Ninja Tabi is better. So I want you to play normally. Focus on your CS. Focus on winning the lane. Understand that you win the lane before level 6, but at level 6, you can probably outplay him because he's probably stupid, but you can't go below a third of your health because he'll just one-hit you with your ultimate. With his ultimate. I mean. And that's a fact. Like that's not me saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have gotten ulted." That's me saying, if you engage, you will probably lose the fight, meaning there's no reason to take the fight at all.
Yeah. I'm relatively smart when I engage into fights.
Well, I'll judge that, but
You will see this.
I tell you everything that you can and cannot do this game.
Alrighty. By the way, it's Garen with Undying Grasp, so
That's
it's gonna be
fine.
different. This is different for me. I usually see them on.
If they want to win, they should run Storm Raiders.
That one. I was trying to remember. Storm Raiders. That's usually what I see.
Alright, waiting for the spectator delay, XD.
Yeah, it's not like a 3-minute wait time.
Yep.
Microphone mute.
Oh, why is my ping doing this to me? Not today, please.
You got a problem with your ping?
Oh, I just, it was a flex pick, I guess. Went to 126. Oh,
Small set of packet loss?
I believe so.
That's fine. As long as it doesn't
Oh, no, it's
happen
back.
very often. Do you often have
It's
internet
usually just
problems?
random.
It's just random.
No. It's random. Very random.
Like random every day or like random once a week?
This is random, like, every so often when people are here.
Oh, it has to do with how many people are at your house.
Yeah, no, there's like 36.
That's what you call the bandwidth.
But it's, let's see how this game goes.
NCA on and Kwong. Decimate the weak. The bronze names are so funny.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, it's just, it's really funny. I like has a guy in your team honor level 3.
Hmm?
No, the Warwick. He's got honor 3.
First blood at 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Cool, guys. Cool.
Who, who got first blood?
Enemy Callista.
So?
I didn't expect it at 2 minutes.
So?
Fair enough.
God.
You have to focus on yourself.
Indeed, indeed.
Fuck your team. I don't give a shit about what your team's doing. I don't give a shit about what you think they're doing. I don't give a shit about what they think. I don't give a shit about what you think they think. What I give a shit about is what you're doing in your game and what you're doing to win. And if you're utilizing all of your resources. Position at red buff. A lot of people. What the fuck? He was by himself. You almost charged into like fucking 2, 3, 4 people. You had no idea. That could have went really badly for you. Be more wary when you don't have vision.
See, I have no clue what you're talking about because I have no vision.
I remember, I'm going to be commenting 3 minutes behind.
Yeah. So you're probably talking about early game.
I was talking about before the minions spawned. The Moo came up next to you, and you had no vision. You just walked towards him. I mean, he could have been like 4 people could have like showed up randomly. Like you had no idea. Anyway, you started Q. That's fine.
Like always.
A lot of people start W.
I used to,
Or
but
they used to. I'm not really sure what current Renekton mains are starting. You're pushing the lane really hard. You want to let your melee minions die if the enemy laner isn't there, because you don't want them to have the... Well, they'll get the experience, but you don't want them to have the gold either. The experience sticks around for like a minute in the early game. That was a mistake. Right here, when you hit level 2 before him, if you had taken W, you could have just walked towards him. Garen was being a retard. He was up CSing. You just, as soon as you hit level 2, you can jump in on him. You could have eat in, Q'd, auto'd, eat out, or you could have walked up to him, W'd, or auto-W'd, because your W resets your auto attack. Then you used your Q, auto, move out. And it's whatever you do, it's free damage. Because you need to be aggressive in this lane. Because you win before level 6, but after level 6 you don't win. So which means, how do you win after level 6? You get a gold lead before level 6.
I have a good lead.
You gotta tickle him and make him call you daddy.
What the fuck?
Can you not in the middle of my session, please? One tactic of what's going on right now is that when there's a lot of minions like that, and they're piled up on your wave, it's a mistake by Garen. You can zone him off the CS because he can't duel you, and you can let his CS kill your CS, and the lane will push into you. And then you can have the lane in a safe fashion. You'll be playing up by your tri-bush, and then you'll be able to control the lane. Then he's in position for a jungle gank if your jungler has a brain, or he's just in a dangerous position. That was odd. Garen just flashed on you. Don't give a fuck. He blew his flash. Abuse him now. Now that you have flash and he doesn't, you can flash onto him whenever you need to get a kill. You're giving him a lot of freedom. Like you're strong. Like you should be like you should hit minions the melees, not really the casters, because the casters are the one pushing against you, and the casters are the ones that are going to be more likely to kill your minions and make him miss CS. But why I'm saying to auto these melee minions is because it's going to raise your rage bar. And your fury, that rage, is going to be what gives you the edge in any trades that take place. It makes your W hurt like shit and gives your W an extra fervor proc, and it makes your Q heal you a whole ton, so even if a trade happens to take place badly, you can heal a lot more and you still win the trade, just because you have that healing. And when you give him all the freedom in lane, it actually gives him time for his passive to proc, which is what you don't want. Because if you continue fighting with him in the lane in the early game, his passive will never proc. Therefore, he'll never be able to heal, and if he can never heal, then he'll never be able to stay in lane. You can push him out of lane, you can keep him off CS, and you can take control.
Alright. Almost died.
Take a look at CS. You're doing decent on CS right now, from where I see. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Just missed one as I said that. You have a level 6 advantage, you have to push onto him. No. If you have a level advantage, and you also have more health, there's no reason why you shouldn't force a fight. The base damages on champions are actually a lot higher than a lot of the scalings at any time in the game before 20 or so minutes. It depends a lot on what champion you're talking about, but those levels give you a lot. Especially in the early game, because neither of you have items, so it doesn't really matter what those scalings are. Anyway, he's level 6 now, so you're only looking for small skirmishes, you're not looking for an all-in. He has his passive charging. You should be Eing in, Qing, making sure that his passive can't keep up. Because if you can keep sustaining and he can't, then you'll eventually push him out of lane. And then you can keep zoning him off of CS, because you need to zone him off of a lot of the CS. And now that you have vision in the jungle here, because you didn't earlier, but you did correctly understand that Garen was playing forward and Amumu ganked. But now that you have a little bit vision, you have a little bit more freedom to move forward. And you should really watch in case Amumu appears on any other lane, because when Amumu appears, then you're able to figure out what he's doing. Anyway, when you don't have vision here, I know you have Trinket. No, you don't have Trinket, which means you just need to play a little bit more back. Garen wants to push, he's full health, let him push. That was a fine skirmish. You don't have any vision right now, so like this is a really dangerous spot for you to be in. So really what you need to do is just push him back, or you need to just not be here at all. And then this time you're dancing with him. There's no reason for you to be here. This is dangerous. This will cause you to die from a gank. I know this is what you're comfortable with, but you can't do this without vision. And warding that bush there, it's not all that. Here's a Mumu as I was just mentioning.
Yeah.
You have to burn flash. Warding, you can ward deeper in the jungle. When you're top on red side, you can ward all the way at where the entrance to their jungle is by their blue buff. And then you have a lot. Then if a Mumu walks through there, you know where he is. It's also important if you can go into that blue side jungle and you can take away that red plant, because a lot of junglers like to use that red plant to jump over the wall so that they can skip the ward that you place, which is for your deep vision. That leaves the only opportunity for Amumu to gank you is if he walks all the way around through your jungle, which is very dangerous for him to do. And at this stage in the game, he would not want to do because he may fall into Warwick, and it would be very unfortunate for him. Okay, Warwick ganks your lane. You weren't ready to follow up, which if you're getting a gank from your jungler and Garen's pushed up, like, you got to be ready to follow up. Like, you got to be ready to go in. Because you need to force every single mistake that the enemies make. You need to make their mistakes look so huge that they don't know what to do. Anyway, Garen's teleporting back to lane. You still have your teleport. You haven't backed yet. You can... I would suggest backing here. I would suggest pushing the lane as fast as possible instead of dancing under your turret here. Because you want the lane to be pushed when you back so that you can walk back to your lane and you don't have to burn your teleport. Because now that Garen has burned his teleport, you have that teleport to Dragon, you can teleport to bot lane, you can teleport to mid lane. You have so much control over the map that Garen doesn't have, and you need to use that. I don't know what you're doing here. You've wasted a lot of time. Garen's backed. He bought Phage and Kindle Gem, and you're sitting on Doran's shield. You missed a lot of CS and experience because Garen just left the lane sitting in the middle. That can't happen. You can't even fight Garen here. You just have to let him push into your tower. Like, at this point, you might have made the mistake of staying too long, so that you might have to teleport your teleport back to your lane. That was a misplay, but it's all right. You're playing with fire by staying here. Like, real talk, in any real situation, Amumu can tower dive you with Garen. Because with the Garen ult, they can, like, nuke you. Oh, you are so close to dying. Alright, there's a cannon wave. That's a good wave to back and teleport back into. Because he's not going to be able to push it as quickly as the other waves. You elect to walk back to your lane. Because it's a cannon minion, and you're walking back to your lane, as long as you bought boots, this is fine. You did buy boots. The cannon minion takes a long time for your tower to kill, so you actually end up getting a few of the CS anyway. You might get 3, 4, but you're not going to get all 7. Because usually one of the melees will die, one of the cannons will die, and then maybe a second melee will die before you actually make it to the lane. That was a good trade you just did. I'm on directed camera now. I need to fix that. You place a pink ward in your tri-bush. That's perfect. Now you have vision control. You have vision control over your whole area. I wish that you placed your ward here a little bit deeper, because in this bush, as I said, it doesn't give you all the freedom. And you should be really checking for that blast plant that Amumu can use to get into your lane. Garen's under his tower here. Really, you have nothing to do. There's no reason for you to be here. You might as well be scouting. Like, you could take Scuttle Crab. You could be warding deeper. Let me check if you have a ward right now. You have a ward up after this wave. So after this cannon wave, you're going to push in really hard. You're going to go ward. You have to use your Q to hit more minions. If you're gonna see in lane with your Q, first of all, you should use your Q with Fury. It was a good fight, but it had you healed more. So let me back up. Let me back up.
Oh, his silence is getting annoying.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go through this part slowly, so I'm gonna get even further behind of where you are in the game, but that's okay. Okay, so currently You've Phage Tiamat, he has Phage Kindle Gem. He has a little bit of cooldown reduction on you. His spells are also generally on a shorter cooldown. So you're not really looking for extended trades. You're just looking for small skirmishes, and you're looking to push the wave really fast. So first, you E into the minions and you Q. I don't like that. You used all 3 of your spells for a skirmish, and none of them were, and the 2 important ones were not used with Fury. Because your Q, when used with Fury, does a shit ton more damage, heals you more, and your W, when used with Fury, does a shit ton more damage. Your E reduces armor when with Fury, which is smart when you're in extended trades, but because the trade ends, the armor reduction that you actually get is not worth it. You're not using that. There's no gold value. And then you move back in here. So you're positioned here. You're auto-attacking here to get Fury. You're not going to get enough Fury for your Q to use with the Fury, but you can move forward, and you're going to Q all of these minions. Then you're going to use your Tiamat, and you're going to clear them instantly. And then when you clear them instantly, this situation won't happen. Garen is chasing onto you because now his minions are occupied with yours, and your minions are going to turn on him. But he's prepared to make this trade with you because he knows that you've used your spells, and if you go back in on him, the caster minions will also turn on you. So everything's actually set up for him. And when you run away here, he has to make the decision of whether or not he has enough damage to kill you, or he leaves the trade, and then he tries to keep the lane from zoning you. So he flash Q'd you, which he didn't need to flash. I'm not sure why he flashed. But you take a lot of damage, and you use your W without Fury. You ult for his ult, which is a very good reaction time. And you try to get out of there. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. You E'd out here, and you could have E'd out again. And you have teleport up. It's alright. It's alright. If you've made a mistake, you need to look for the best way out of the situation. So if you E out and you have to back and teleport back to lane, that's perfectly fine. Now, if you were paying attention, which I'm sure you weren't, Warwick's actually coming to your lane. Maybe you were paying attention, that's why you went back in. But if Garen's chasing you into your tower, you won't die. He can't, yeah, no. He used his flash already. You have flash. You should have E'd out. And because Garen's already so out of position, Warwick can come in and secure the kill, and you can hover that. You can hover around Warwick. Because Garen doesn't have any mobility. He just has his Q. It gives him a movement speed buff. But he doesn't have any jumps. And now that he doesn't have flash, it's perfectly fine for you to hover around him at a safe distance. And once Garen dies to this gank that Warwick is nicely giving you, you can push in the wave, you can back, you can buy your items, and then you can walk back to lane again.
Tis true, tis true.
And then you would still have teleport up to roam to another lane. Warwick pushed in your lane for you, which is nice of him, because then when you respawn here, you don't have to teleport back at the lane. And Garen's missing all that CS and experience that's dying under his tower. He does have teleport. If he opts to teleport back to lane, then because you're walking back to lane, you now have the teleport advantage. Have you searched for any teleports on the map?
I did, and then just... oh god.
Because I haven't been looking at the rest of the map, but I can guarantee you that there was probably a time in this game, probably more than one time, which you could have teleported to bot lane, that maybe it would have stopped this tower being taken, teleported to mid lane, like to turn a fight. You're looking to turn a fight. Because if you can turn the fight and get your team fed, and you also get gold out of that, and then you also are able to push towers after that, you're forcing a hard lead. And you just need to continue forcing a hard lead until you win the game.
Tis true, tis true.
Anyway, it's a little too late in this game now for you to start being really useful. This would even be a great spot to teleport. Like, this is a teleport. Everything that I'm seeing. If you teleport it in, like, all you have to do is, like, back out of your lane a little bit. TP. Garen may get tower pressure, but if you turn that fight and then your team gets 3 kills, or maybe you get 3 kills, your team gets 3 assists, that's going to turn the game. That's 900 gold plus however much assist gold is being shared. And then with that gold, you can start to maybe to be able to duel Garen, because right now Garen can duel you. Have you tried buying armor?
I usually do.
Buying early armor is nice, because you're gonna build Sunfire Cape anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you can build early armor and just have it in your inventory, because there are 6 slots in your inventory. 6.
I do.
So you should use them if you absolutely need to. It's great to finish items to get unique passives, like the Phage passive, the Tiamat passive, and the active on the Tiamat. Like, that's great. Those are great items. They're great to abuse, but if you need armor so that you can trade with Garen, or that you can prevent him from getting you low enough for his ultimate to be viable, then there's no issue. Now you Merc Treads. Merc Treads are fine. Merc Treads help with the ultimate. Merc Treads help with the Mumu. Merc Treads help with Orianna. Merc Treads help with Galio. Efficiency. Being the most efficient will help you win games. That was really silly. At this point in the game, let's see, 6,000 gold lead. At this point in the game, you're just looking to farm heavy and get picks. Moving back to top lane is probably not your best idea. You might want to start moving around the map. Because if Garen's going to stay in top lane and you can move around the map and help your team get kills, because your team's not hopelessly lost. Like, these people aren't hopelessly lost. Your Ahri's 4-0 right now. If you can help your Ahri get more...
7-0 now.
If you can help her get more kills, if you can help her take control of the game, why don't you?
That is a good question.
I don't know what your Lux is doing. She's got fucking 2 blasting ones, and I just want to kill myself seeing that.
Speaking of luck, she just got she got a double kill.
Nice.
And she's chasing now too, so she's dead. She's dead now.
Warwick got Rift Herald by himself. Hold on.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm like so confused at what I just saw because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my camera. You E away. You know, if you E through someone, you can E again. Therefore, you should always use it if you're running away. Which means, like, you can. Let me backspace again. So let's figure this out. You move forward. You use Q. You E away here. So you were here, and he's here. he's gonna Q you. When he Qs, you can't E, which is fine, because what you're doing here is trying to survive. And there's no reason for you to stay in this lane, because all he's gonna do is keep on engaging onto you until you die. There is no absolute way that you can come back from that. The lane, like, you are 100% behind Garen at this point. There's no reason to fight him. There's no reason to contest him. If he wants you out of his lane, he's going to get you out of there. You can take some, however, damage, because you can take some of this damage. Because Garen he doesn't one-shot people unless he's absolutely insanely fed. Yeah, he's only got Black Cleaver. He doesn't have Sunfire Cape yet. So he silences you. The silence is going to last for a second. He's going to be spinning like a Beyblade. And what you're going to do as Renekton is you're going to let him get pincered just a little bit in front of you. So if, you keep walking this way. So you guys end up here and here by the time the silence ends. Because that seems fine. That seems reasonable that you guys end up there. If Garen's here and you're there, then you let him go in front of you and you E away. And then you don't have to flash. And you're just going to continue pathing towards your tower. Because at this point, he flashes onto you, then you don't have E. You now do not have E to run away, so you choose to flash. You may have had to flash anyway. I do not think you would have, because you could have E'd through. You could have E'd over that same wall, because you can hold on to your E for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
You can E. So really, there was a lot of options that you had. My god, this elo is funny to watch. You do a full engage on him. I guess that's fine. I mean, you're charging Fury. You're pretty much just waiting. This is, again, like, you gotta be ready to go in. Even if you're just positioned forward, you should be more active and ready to jump on an enemy who is making mistakes. Because this game, everything, okay. Let me give you an idea. If something goes wrong, it is preventable. Or it was preventable. Am I not correct in saying that?
Yeah, it was.
So, in everyone's perspective, there's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And what you need to do is find those mistakes and capitalize on them, and I want you to do it with full efficiency and full commitment. And all you have to do is focus on not making mistakes yourself. And if you keep on playing Renekton, eventually you'll understand Renekton enough and you'll understand his matchups. And you won't have to think about playing Renekton. It'll become natural. And then you can purely think about what you're doing in the game. Where you can teleport, how you can roam, whether or not you can roam mid, whether or not you're going to push in your lane, or whether or not you're going to make sure that you're going to freeze your lane like close to your tower, denying CS, doing everything in your kit that you're able to do. That's what you need to do to win games. How is the game going right now, by the way? Since
It's 21 to 30. I have 6 assists.
Nice. I mean, if there's anything you've done right this game is like, you haven't fed. I mean, you have a couple deaths, but you haven't like fed. Because I don't accept the whole like you can int a couple games, like everybody does it, like, but but like really try not to. Anyway, so you opt to push top lane here. You push top lane all the way in. Your map is extremely pushed in. Kallista's down, Amumu's down. Where's Garen on the map? Oh, Garen's in base. That's really interesting. I don't know. I just feel like you need to leave top lane more. Like you're so committed. You're so committed to this top lane, but
I try to leave lane, but when I'm losing lane, I don't want to leave it open.
I mean, I'm not saying leave it open to your tower. I'm saying push it and then go do something somewhere else. Remember, when you were up here and I talked about like the flash and everything and blah 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 blah, I said Garen is going to continue engaging on you until you are pushed out of lane, which mean and the lane is already pushed because your tower was already gone at that point, and it had that much distance in between the minions and your tower. So there was about a wave or two, which means that's about a minute, and in that minute you can go somewhere else on the map. You have a whole minute. That's a lot of time. A lot of things can happen in a minute.
I lagged out there, but I helped Ari get a
Nice.
But with that said, enemy Callista got a Quadra, and then Oriana just aced them.
Unfortunate. Can't win every game. It's gonna be a while.
You think I'm losing? Oriana just got executed.
I just can't comprehend the stupidity that.
I don't either.
Tristana? That was laughable. You just like I know okay like I know like I said fuck your teammates and everything, but like you could have totally helped her there.
Who?
Tristana, she like walked up to Garen and Garen like went in and tried to like one hit her, and then she flashed away when Garen ulted her, which was at the same time, so she died. But you were standing like right there just taking CS. Like, all you had to do was W Garen, and Tristana doesn't die. If you can minimize your losses, and minimize your team's losses, it's a form of efficiency. It's a form of winning. Like, preventing the enemy team, like, not losing is also winning, right?
Yeah.
So, helping to not lose will help win. Therefore, you should do it.
Very true, very true. So I don't know what it is about my my internet right now, but my ping is going crazy.
I can't really say much about that except don't play during those times.
Even my phone is lagging, what?
This duo queue is like actually so funny. The Warwick and the Ari.
Alright, so first kill of the game
Nice.
is when I was lagging.
That was pretty unfortunate. I don't even think you had to teleport there. You're like pretty close. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you haven't used your teleport all game, even though you should have. But like you really need to start looking at how to use that teleport efficiency. efficiently. Like if your team's like stomping already, then you can use your teleport to like get back to lane just because it's like not necessary, and you can use that fact that you have teleport to maybe get minions advantage or lose less minions when you die or help yourself, but you can also use the teleport to help your team.
Yeah.
You just need to decide when that's a viable option. And if you have a chance to teleport, or if you're walking back from base and you just happen to look bot lane, and there's a 3v3 going on in bot lane, and it looks like you can turn the fight, you should. Go ahead and do it. How long is this game gonna go on?
No clue.
Need to go pick up the CS here. Your wave is pushing. The route you took to do that made me so confused. But whatever.
What is up with mana? Oh my god. Team fights lag.
Anyway, right now you have 157 CS at 24 minutes. If you can make that 200 at 24 minutes, then you can do what you need to do. Like, if
Well,
you
I'm
could...
pretty sure it's GG. Is it? Is it? Yeah, it is.
When I said earlier you need to grab this wave and push it, when you passed, like, all the way around, I'm drawing, so don't be distracted by me. But...
Oh no, it's over. It ended.
When you're pathing around here, like you're wasting all this time. You just wanted to push that wave really quickly so that it got into the enemy turret, so that it bounces back towards you so that you can farm more. And when you went to farm it, you continued to push the lane because you got there really late and another wave showed up, and then you got collapsed on by 3 people because you have no vision. And then you had to run away. I mean...
Hello?
Yeah?
I played around with me there.
That's alright. It's going on YouTube, so you can...
Alrighty.
You can feel free to watch it again, and then you can see where I draw.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
My promos, I only did one match, but apparently with that one loss, it's done.
You dodged, right?
Yeah.
Dodges count as a loss.
Well, fuck. I was gonna lose anyway in that game. We didn't do anything to jungle Soraka.
I mean... I wouldn't say so.
And bronze, yes.
From what I understand is if I was in your position right now, I probably would have killed the Garen like 4 times because he had no idea how to manage early laning and snowballed that lead across the map. But you need to be more aggressive when you know you can win, because Renekton wins most lane matchups. And I said when you started the game, Renekton wins before level 6. Keep on skirmishing with him every time your spells are up, and make sure to hit him so that his passive doesn't give him too much sustain. And you didn't punish him enough. That's why you weren't able to kill him, because he's going to make the mistake of not understanding when you have kill pressure because he's bronze.
True enough, true enough.
And people are going to continue doing that until people do that in every elo. It's just it gets closer and closer in every elo to understanding. But kill Ori here. bought Bomby Cinder, but you didn't buy armor. Renekton already has health. The Bomby Cinder is not what I meant to buy. Like, not what I meant to tell you to buy.
Yeah,
I said you were gonna buy Sunfire Cape, so buy armor, and then you bought Bomby Cinder before you bought armor.
Yeah, no, I realized.
Okay. Ari's trying so hard, it's hilarious. That was nice.
Have you seen this man?
See, like the game looks easily winnable if you guys are gonna win a skirmish like that.
Give me a quiz.
Like, it doesn't really matter. These gold leads like don't mean anything in this elo. Like, this elo is just who can win the team fights, really. Because if you can win and who chooses to finish the game. Because there are so many fights and stuff that take place in this game even where there's no towers taken, the dragon isn't taken. Fuck, there wasn't even a fight for the Rift Herald, it was just free. Using those fights to get objectives, or forcing fights that you know you can win to get objectives, and then continue snowballing the game. And this is gonna keep happening. And this can lead to Barons. Like, Amumu's dead. Like, everybody should be calling for Baron right now. Lux can get bottom lane. Like, Galio has no turret pressure. Lux has to, like, not die to him, but... I don't know. And even if you force Baron, like, even if the enemy team tries to contest it, you can just peel off Baron and kill them. Like, if you know you can kill them, just do it. If you know you can go in and destroy them, just do it. There's no reason to not. You're far without vision right now again. Like, this is again, you don't have vision. You go ahead, you get the tower, you go into Moriana. I'm just surprised Oriana was alone there. Oh, she's not. You're dead. That's interesting. Ooh, maybe not.
No, I didn't die.
Okay. You should have been dead. Garen should have just queued ult you. But he didn't understand how to do that. Literally, there was a 6,000 gold lead, and now it's only 2,500. Or 30. Yeah, no. It's like 2,500. And it's getting smaller. Yeah, the gold leads in this elo mean absolutely nothing, because nobody understands what's going on. Also, when there's a fire dragon on the map, understand that if you can get your enemy to prioritize it, it'll just help you win the game really easily. Like if you just type in chat, like if you get a kill or two bot lane, like you teleport bot lane, get a kill or two, and your jungler's there, and you say like, hey guys, let's do fire dragon in chat or something.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll do it with you. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But the times that they will, it'll help you out a lot. Don't be afraid to ask your team for help. Just make sure to do it nicely. If someone's flaming, just fucking ignore them. You don't need to deal with figuring out what's right or what's wrong. You just need to focus on you. And if you focus on you, then you will get better. Knowing what's right and what's wrong. It doesn't even really mean that much until you get to like really high elo. Like, I'm not even high enough elo for that to mean anything. I'm like plat 1 right now. It just doesn't. It's not even applicable. Alright. How did this game turn badly? Why are you pushing top lane? If your team's gonna go like 4 mid, so like let me talk about this. Your team like went like 3 mid, and Lux was in the jungle. I'm not really sure what she was doing. If everybody's doing that and you don't have teleport, you need to get there as fast as possible. And I'm not saying this because you should worry about your team. I'm saying this because at 32 minutes in the game, that's when things are going to start happening that are going to force the end of the game. Because death timers are going to be 40 plus seconds, or they're going to lead to barons, they're going to lead to inhibitors, and those are going to finish the game. Meaning if you're there for whatever dumb fight's going to take place, and you win that fight because you're there, you are going to win the game. You can't split push the whole game and expect to win. You're not Tryndamere.
Yeah, that was a really bad game.
Well, you can watch it from my explanation, and then you can move on. Alright, let's see how this game ended. Okay, so everybody groups up. You saw Orianna in the enemy jungle. Now would be a good time to engage. I don't know why you're standing in the back line. If you're a tank, standing in the back line's like useless.
I was lagging when I was standing far behind him. I was like,
again, can't play while you're lagging.
it was fine until big fight.
I know, but if there's a chance that you'll lag because there's people over or whatever you said to me before, maybe it's not the right time to play.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't need to see any more of this. That just led into Inhibitor and Baron. Exactly what I was talking about. And whoever wins the next fight wins the game. So here's what you gotta go over. I'm gonna open up on a file. I'm gonna do a recap. You need to get. Fuck, I'm on white right now. Fuck. Deeper vision. Understanding when you can be ganked. More pressure in lane. Because when you're playing, if you're going to play Renekton all the time, you're going to win most lane matchups. There are very few champions that you're not going to be able to beat. I mean, like, Gnar is harder to beat, Cannon's harder to beat,
Yeah, no.
Swain will beat you, because Swain, not going to talk about that one. He's just Swain.
Oh yeah, no,
if
I
you
won
ever,
against the Swain.
If you ever play against Swain, just build Adaptive Helm.
I should have known. You should have told me that a long time ago. I played with my friend. He's silver, and we did a ranked match, and it was Swain top, and I got literally destroyed.
Yeah, no. If you build Adaptive Helm against Swain, it greatly reduces his damage. You can look at the passive of the item, and then that'll explain why. Itemizing correctly. Or itemizing situationally. Anything else? Oh yeah, TP ganks.
Big dick bicho trudo.
So TP ganks, deeper vision, understanding when you can be ganked, more pressure in the lane so that you can win the lane, so that you can get kills in the lane, knowing when and that all comes from knowing when you win and how to prevent the enemy from winning. What can they do to kill you? Can you prevent that in any way? What can you do to kill them? Can you use that and get free damage? Can you all in and just force the win? I mean,
Tengo un 1-1, un 2-1 y un 3-1. ¿Qué puede salir mal con
if you see, I wouldn't recommend taking Ignite top, but
No, arcade me.
if you want, you can take
No,
Ignite
que
top,
no.
but you have to prioritize buying boots early so
Bueno,
that you can get back to lane more quickly and that you can roam more quickly, because you're not going to have the teleport to change fights in other lanes. You're going to actually have to walk there.
I don't actually hate Ignite. I like rarely ever use it. I forget that I have it.
All right. Well, you're sitting at bronze for what, 80 LP or something, maybe
77 now. Because I
77,
didn't know that dodge counted as a loss.
and you're gonna, if you win your next game, will you be in promo?
No, I'll have to play 2 more games.
Well, how about you're gonna play games, you're gonna play regularly, and you're gonna get back to me in a week,
Alrighty.
and you're gonna try and work on the things that I told you, and you're gonna watch
Alright.
you're gonna watch this video over again so that you can see everything in depth.
Sounds good.
Sweet.